As I posted on Facebook, this is the belt that I was telling you about. I've already contacted the Zale family, the Tony Zale, the original man of Steele, about donating this championship belt to his family because his belts got stolen from the International Boxing Hall of Fame there in New York. I know this belt says heavyweight. I know it's got pictures of all these heavyweights on it, but we can easily make a plate here that or make an insert in here where Dempsey is, where it says Tony Zale, and it gives off the championships that he's won and the dates. And on this one here, we can put Carmen Basilio's dates and championships on that one. And here we can put a picture of Mr. Basilio and Mr. Zale right there. So that would be my donation. Bring back the belts is something very important to me. Very important. I've loved boxing belts for forever. Wrestling belts, all of them. But you know, there's a difference between me loving them and those men earning them. Have you ever seen those two men fight? You know that they just don't go and shoulder roll like some of the guys today. Now, they go out there and fight. They lead head first. They used to back in the day because they were fighters. They weren't out there for just a couple of million. They were out there because that was the love of the sport. They still do, but back in those days, it was blood and guts. It was warriors back in those days. And the men like Mr. Zale and Mr. Basilio personified that. That's why, in honor of them, I will be more than glad, be more than honored. I would think it would be a duty of mine, of being a boxing fan, to donate this to the men that have earned something like this. I didn't earn this, quite obviously. I bought it. But my tribute to those men and men like those individuals, I will be more than glad to donate this to either the International Boxing Hall of Fame or to the Zale family or whoever it would be honoring to have this in their possession. Because again, when those belts were taken by an unworthy individual who didn't earn them, and go out there, pay the price, the blood, the sweat, the abuse, the damage to their bodies, to go in there and rip them out and just take something that they could never have the passion to understand how to win, or the mental toughness, the physical toughness to go out there and even get close to earning. I'll be more than glad to donate this to them. I've already posted this on Facebook. I've already contacted Mrs. Zale, Mrs. Haley Zale, who is a niece of the great Tony Zale, about this donation. And hopefully her and her family feel honored by that gesture, because that's all that I mean by it, is an honoring gesture, to honor them and to honor Mr. Tony Zale for his accomplishments, and to let the people know that took those belts of Mr. Zale and Mr. Basilio's. That ain't nothing over till it's over, fella. Don't get caught is all I can tell you. Because you got two fighter families that are really ready, willing, and able to kick your butt. But until then, I haven't got the actual information to send it to yet, but that's my donation. Hopefully, they'll get the real deal back. They'll get those titles back that Mr. Zale and Mr. Basilio earned. The ones the Ring magazine made for them, not this prop from a movie. But again, hopefully the gesture honors them for honoring me with their skill, their passion, and their ability to go out there and entertain us. And that's my primary goal. Now, on with the training! Woo! All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've been at this about almost 20 minutes now. Loosened up, I'm limber, I'm ready to go. Now we're gonna go up and down Agony Alley. I'm gonna try to do 6 miles. Might stop at 3 so that way I don't tire myself out. So that way we get a good full day of training. We're only gonna work out here until about 11. I've got stuff around the house to do today. That's why we're up so early. I've actually been up since about 4:30 getting myself mentally woke up and ready. Here, and big belly, here. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna cut this off. As you saw, and as you see, constantly when we do these things and we go out and run, I don't record all of them each and every day. You get bored with it. You get tired of it. You say, oh boy, here's this old man trying to go out there and be a young man again. That ain't the whole entire situation. But I'm telling you here now, as we always do, we are running for the Michael J. Fox Foundation. Let me turn this down. There. I don't know if you heard any of that other stuff because of that, but nevertheless, let me repeat some of it if you didn't hear it because of the loud music. I probably should know because these mics aren't all that sensitive. That belt that I just showed you a little bit ago, that prop from, or a replica reproduction of the Ring Magazine belt from the Rocky movies. I've contacted the Zale family about donating that to them in case the real belts that Mr. Zale, Mr. Basilio earned do not get returned to them, which I indeed pray and just, hope that those do come back, because again, they mean more than just material sense of the word. They mean, it's a part of their families that are no longer with them. So hopefully they get those back. But I've made a gesture. Hopefully it's looked upon with kindness and just as a boxing fan and as a fan of Mr. Zale and Mr. Basilio's accomplishments and the sacrifices that they made, not only physically, mentally, and family-wise, because again, I know when they went off to their training camps and their training that they had to leave family behind in some sort of way. So that in itself was, again, a contribution to boxing lore and legend. And so in honor of those sacrifices, I have made I am willing to make a donation either to the Zale family or to the Basilio family or whoever would like to take possession of that championship belt, so that way it may bring some comfort in the loss of those accomplishments, meaning those title belts. Because again, I don't know if the Ring Magazine has even gestured as far as trying to reproduce those belts for them or what the situation is. I don't even know if the Ring Magazine can reproduce those style of belts, because again, if the Ring Magazine or whoever made those belts physically, if they don't still have the molds or the designs for them, they may not be able to. So I hold nothing against the Ring Magazine or whoever creates those belts for them, or because I'm sure way back in those days, whoever created those belts are maybe no longer with us, or maybe I'm not sure who would do that. I don't know if they had the capability of doing that at this point. But I am more than willing to make a gesture of donating that championship belt, either, like I said, to the Zale family, the Basilio family, or maybe even just send it straight over to the Hall of Fame, so that way they can encase that where those belts were, at least one of the belts anyway. I know there's probably, I think I read it was 3 to 4 belts that were taken. But somebody who didn't earn them, who didn't have the passion to earn them, who didn't have the sacrifice mentally, physically, and emotionally to be able to earn them, or even get close to being able to earn them, because they didn't have the guts, because they came in the middle of the night or whenever it was and took them without earning them. So I've made the gesture to the Zale family that I'm, in honor of them and the Basilio family, I'm willing and wanting to donate this belt in case the real ones don't come back, because again, nothing will replace the real belts, as I know, as they know. But again, at least it will be something in place of until they do come back, because eventually they will. Eventually. I look at it like this: unless it's like in the hands of some gutless collector, or it's in a pawn shop or wherever it might be, those belts will resurface. Hopefully in one piece, and hopefully it's not been stripped of whatever kind of actual jewels that might be really on there, because I don't know if they really put real jewels on there or not. I might be a little naive on that, but I don't know how they would go about in doing that. I don't know how much gold would be in those plates. I don't know what material they are made out of. But I know the material that the people had inside them that earned them. Like Mr. Basilio, like Mr. Zale. I've seen it. I've watched it. But we also know the material inside of those who stole it. And there's nothing. Nothing. They have to put themselves in this place. How would their families feel if their accomplishments were put on for millions of people to see, and in one day vanish because some gutless thieves took it? Well, Bring Back the Belts, the campaign that was started by Haley Zale. I'm very passionate about that, and I hope everybody around the world that gets on that side. I'm not talking about get on my little side. If you get on there, that's fine. But hopefully, boxing fans of Mr. Zale and Mr. Basilio, and boxing fans of any fighter that's ever had the passion, the integrity, and the intestinal fortitude to own and earn a Ring Magazine belt, gets on there and keeps our eyes open, especially around the New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey area, to make sure that those belts don't just pop up somewhere. Because again, thieves are not very intelligent, because again, they slip up. And the rumor is that, thieves return to the scene of the crime, as they say. So who knows, maybe it's a visitor that still comes and goes, looking to see what else that they can pilfer. I'm not 100% sure. That's just a theory of mine. But regardless of that, I don't want to dishonor anyone by continuously talking about that in my theories, because again, I'm not a professional to be able to come out here and make theories. Now, what I am willing to do and wanting to do, if those belts aren't returned in a timely manner, instead of talking about it, instead of wishing that those belts would materialize, I want to donate my belt. It's similar to theirs. It has the Ring Magazine Award logo on it. I know it says World Heavyweight Champion on it, but we can at least put pictures of Mr. Zale and Mr. Basilio on there, and we can go from there. But today we're training, so about to go for my trek up and down Agony Alley. So I'm going to be turning this off, so get ready. And then at 9 a.m., the live training, we'll be doing rope skipping, we'll be doing heavy bag work and reflex bag, as you can see in the background right over there, right here. There it is, right there. It's very small from this distance, so I should be able to hit it, hopefully, with my old eyes. So, hey, and even, I just thought of something. My fertile mind is always spinning. Everybody knows, let me just show you something real quick. I'm sure all of you have seen this. This is cardboard right here. Look at that back in the background there. And that's nothing but, I don't know what box that came out of, but took a picture of the IBF title, the belt, the plates, took it to a drugstore to get blown up into a poster, and glued the pictures of the plates onto the foam board. As you can see, I've layered it a little. Tried to color the edges to make it look a little more real for the sake of being a prop. But what I could also do is, I've seen pictures of those belts that were taken, maybe even recreate on cardboard, so that way I can send those too. They're virtually weightless. I mean, there's, other than you know, just it's paper, all basically, just fancy paper. So that's what I'm willing to do also. And so anyway, like I said, about to go out for my run. It is 6:35 almost. So we got to get busy because 9 o'clock's coming. And I'm coming for you, Witherspoon. I'm going to take this back, and that WBO title is going to be mine. So December 3, 12 rounds, 12. And here's a little secret. I'm going to dance every round. 12 rounds of dance. You'll see it. I'll shuffle. I'll throw the combinations. I'll be quick. And my tongue will be slick. You'll see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be turning this off now, and we'll be back shortly. I'll post, of course, on this Facebook page the results of my walk, my run, however they classified on the thing that I use. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, there we go, and I'll be back shortly. And in the meantime, you must remember and never forget, I'm still the greatest of all times. And you know that. Look how pretty. The handsome face, the eyes. There's not a mark or scar, which means I'm the greatest thing.